Hey folks, and welcome to another video of mine. If you're new to my channel, first of all, a big welcome and thank you so much for watching. In relation to what is the kind of content that I put out on my channel, then you can expect one tech related video on every Wednesday of the week and one lifestyle related video on every Sunday of the week. Now, today's video, it's going to be about the different types of LEDs. What do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to be making a simple comparison between LED televisions versus QLED televisions versus OLED televisions. And if you've seen my previous videos, my approach in this video is also going to be very similar, where I'm not going to be deep diving into technical specifications, or I'm not going to be talking about tech jargon. I'm rather going to approach this from a simple man's viewpoint, and I'm going to break it down and make it as easy as it can be for you all to understand. Towards the end of the video, I'm also going to be suggesting which television should you buy, along with some TV models for each of these TV types, meaning LED, QLED and OLEDs. Now, with that said, let's get started, folks, and find out all about the different types of LEDs that currently exist. Let's go. Okay, so let's start off with the first one on our list, which is an LED television. Now, an LED television simply uses backlight to light up an LCD panel. As simple as that. Now, what do I mean by that? Is that there is your backlight, there's your LCD layer, comes together and it gives you a picture quality which you get to enjoy from the front end. Now, LED panels mostly use VA panels. There's a reason behind it. It's definitely cost, and apart from the cost, there are contrast ratios which are very good on VA panels. However, you have to compromise on your viewing angles, because your viewing angles are not that great when it comes to VA panels. Now, please note that some LED televisions also come with an IPS panel, and with an IPS panel you do get better viewing angles. Now, let's talk about QLEDs. Now, QLEDs also have LED lights to light up an LCD panel. So it's very similar to an LED television. So what's the difference here? Now, the difference is an addition of a quantum dot layer. So think about it this way. You have your backlight and you have your LCD layer. Now, what you have in QLEDs is a quantum dot layer which comes in between. Now, let me give you another example. Now, think about me recording this video on the camera right now. Now, this is being recorded without any filters, okay? However, the moment I put in an additional filter, I can boost up the color, I can increase the brightness with those filters. So the quantum dot layer does kind of something like that. It adds an ability to boost those colors. So colors appear more saturated, more punchy, more vibrant, and even the screen brightness can actually go up in QLED televisions, simply because of the fact that there is a quantum dot layer in between your lighting and your LCD layer. So that's what your QLEDs are in effect. Now, to give you some context between QLEDs and LEDs, I'm just going to do some back and forth between two slides. It should give you that context that you need, because if you take a good look at these slides, then that is exactly what your QLEDs do. They boost up your colors. They appear more saturated, or they appear more vibrant because of that quantum dot layer. In effect, they are basically the same as an LED with that additional quantum dot layer in between the backlight and the LCD layer in front. So that's what your QLEDs are. Now, the final one on our list is an OLED television, and the reason why the OLEDs are different to an LED or your QLEDs is because of the fact that in OLED televisions you can control the luminosity of each pixel individually. Now, what does that mean to you? Now, I did make a video on your different types of backlighting, like direct LED versus full array LED or edge lit LED. Now, some of that comes into the picture here. Now, imagine the scenario where your television has a full array backlighting. Now, picture a scenario where you are able to turn on or turn off each of those backlights, those small little backlights. And if you've got a picture of, let's say, a sunset where there's so many colors on offer on the screen, light areas as well as dark areas, your ability to be able to controlling that pixel or those pixels individually means you can output a far better picture quality on the front end on screen. So your viewing experience with an OLED television would definitely be better because of the fact that you can control the luminosity of those pixels individually. Now this would also mean that you would get almost perfect inky blacks. You would get better gray uniformity. Also on OLED televisions, you also have a very low response time, meaning that your motion blur will be much better on OLED televisions. Now, some of these OLED televisions come with a response time of as low as 1 millisecond. That means that if you're into sports, if you're into gaming, if you are into action movies, you're going to enjoy your content on OLED televisions, because out of all these different types of LEDs, your OLEDs have the best motion blur, followed by your QLEDs, and then finally LEDs would appear last on the list. So these are the reasons as to why OLEDs are comparatively superior to your QLEDs and to your LED televisions. Let's finally try to answer, what should you buy? Now, if you are on a budget, if you have budget constraints, then LED TVs are the way to go. Now, I've said this before and I'll say this again, just because they happen to come under the budget segment does not mean that they will offer very bad picture quality. Now, due to technology advancements, even LED televisions now offer fantastic picture quality. Now, a lot of these budget televisions also come along with a VA panel. A VA panel would mean that you would get better contrast ratios. However, you may have to compromise on the viewing angles. Now, please note that before the emergence of QLEDs or OLEDs, you had your good old LED television. So for a long time, this was actually the gold standard when it comes to your television buying. Due to that, I would still recommend that LED televisions are the way to go in case you have a tight budget. And you will not be disappointed because a lot of these TVs now come with very good picture quality. Moving over to QLED televisions, if you like panels which are really bright, which have fantastic brightness levels, if you like punchy, saturated, vibrant colors, then QLED is the way to go. In fact, on this list, the brightness levels on your QLED TVs would in fact be better than even your OLED televisions. So if you like bright panels, QLED is the way to go. It will topple even the OLED despite of the price gap. And when it comes to the price, your QLEDs are only slightly more expensive than your LED televisions. Of course, it's not as expensive as OLEDs. So if you have the budget and if you can extend yourself to invest in the QLED television, then QLED televisions would definitely offer you those punchy, vibrant, saturated colors along with very bright panels. Finally, coming to the OLEDs, should you buy it? Well, if you have deep pockets, if you have the money, the answer is why not? Because when it comes to OLED televisions, the black levels that you will get on this, it's unmatched. Your LED and your QLEDs will not be able to beat it. Your gray uniformity is unmatched. They will not be able to beat this. Your motion blur, because of the fact that a lot of these OLED televisions actually come with a very low response time, it's fantastic for gaming. In fact, because of the low response time, you can even use this as a monitor for your computer. Just plug your computer in and start using it as a monitor. A lot of these OLEDs now even come with FreeSync or G-Sync capabilities. So again, a big boost for your gaming. And please note that you will not be able to beat an OLED television in terms of black uniformity, in terms of, black levels, in terms of gray uniformity, and in terms of motion blur. So if you like all these things, then OLED is definitely the way to go. Also, most of these OLED televisions actually come with a big TV screen size, means that they start off at 55 inches, but they go up to 65, 77, and even 85 inches. So if you are one person who enjoys big screen content, then OLEDs are the way to go. Of course, it's going to be heavier in terms of the budget, but hey, like I said, if you have the budget, why not? OLED is the way to go. Finally, these are some of the suggestions or recommendations that I have when it comes to buying TVs in any of these categories, LEDs, QLEDs or OLEDs. Now, I have been very specific with my list. I've tried to keep it to very few televisions, because if you have too many choices, then it is very difficult for one to make a decision. That's why I have put only very limited models here on the screen. By the way, if you want to pause the screen, now is the time to pause the screen, take a screenshot so that you could use that later on. Now, moving ahead, the reason why I selected these many televisions in your LED segment is because of the fact that the budget market is flooded with TVs. Now, the reason why I've selected these televisions here are due to a few reasons. Number one, your price to value ratio. Number two, picture and sound quality. Number three, your after sales service. And last but not the least would also be the features. So let's begin with the Nokia television with the Onkyo sound. Now, I personally own one, and I was literally amazed at the value for money that you get for the price that you're paying for this TV. The picture sound quality, it's incredible at this price. I paid only 33,000 rupees because it was on sale. In fact, effectively, I only paid 26,000 because I exchanged my old television for it. And at that 26,000, I got a 50-inch TV with 48 watts of sound, 6D sound, and the picture quality is also fantastic. It's respectable at that price. Now, this is also a direct LED television. Again, if you have not seen my video where I've spoken about the different types of backlighting, please do watch that on my channel. Now, moving over to the Motorola ZX Pro. The Motorola ZX Pro, by the way, is an edge-lit television, but the reason why it's comparatively superior to your Nokia TV is because of the fact that it comes with more features. Number one, it comes with Android 10 straight out of the box. Number two, it has Dolby Vision, which the Nokia TV misses out on. Number three, it comes with MEMC. Number four, it comes with dual band Wi-Fi. The Nokia television only comes with a single band Wi-Fi. Now, moving over to the Mi4X series. Now, the Mi4X series has been in the market for quite some time, and therefore it is a TV series which you can depend on. Mi, because of the fact that it's been there for quite some time, can also be reliable in terms of your after sales service, your after sales support. And apart from all that, it also comes with something called the patch wall UI, and the patch wall UI basically curates content depending on your browsing, and then it suggests content that you can watch. Trust me, it can come really handy because you literally spoil for choice with so many options, because you have Netflix, you have Hotstar, you have Prime Video, you have Z5, so many. So the patch wall UI interface in this case really comes handy. Now, apart from that, these two televisions which are last on the list are kind of latest additions and more or less the same TVs. The only difference between these two TVs, which is the View Action TV and the Hisense Tornado, is the fact that on one you have the View branding, on the other one you have the Hisense branding. But apart from that, they're the same television. Now, the reason I have put both here is because the Hisense Tornado only comes in 55 inches for now, whereas the View Action TV comes in both 55 and 65 inches. So if you are in the market to buy a 65-inch television, then View Action TV is the way to go. But if you're in the market for a 55-inch television, then Hisense Tornado is the way to go, because it is 5,000 rupees cheaper than the View Action TV when it comes to the 55 inches. So my suggestion in the 55 inches would be the Hisense Tornado. Now, all these televisions are great options, so you will not go wrong with any of these televisions. Each has its own unique feature or selling point as to why you should buy them. Moving over to your QLED televisions. Now, there are only two on this list, and again, I wanted to be really specific. Number one is the Mi QLED television. It's made this list because of the price. It comes at a very competitive price. Comes with 55 inches, great picture, great sound quality, and you cannot go wrong with this. Again, it even has the patch wall UI. Apart from that, the Hisense Tornado is a kind of like an underdog television, because not a lot of YouTubers actually talk about this TV, but in my personal opinion, this is a fantastic value for money deal. First of all, it comes in 65 inches. Number two, I personally would have enjoyed if this was 85,000 instead of the 89,900 or 90,000 that it retails at. But if you can get your hands on this TV at around 85 or 84,000 rupees, it's a steal. The picture quality is absolutely brilliant. The brightness level, man, this TV can really get bright, and you will not go wrong with this TV. All right, I've walked into a showroom, I've seen the picture quality on this TV, and I can completely vouch for this television. Of course, I've not bought it, but I've seen it personally, in a showroom. So I know that this is fantastic when it comes to the picture quality. Now, apart from that, we finally come over to your OLEDs. So in your OLEDs, you have a lot of options these days. Now, some of the TVs out here, I would just like to make a quick note. In fact, you should make a quick note that some of these TVs here are from 2019. And that's why you would see that the prices are really competitive for an OLED offering. Now, Sony makes great OLED televisions, and so does LG. And like I said, the response time on these OLED televisions are simply great, due to which you can use it as a monitor, you can use it for gaming, and you can use it to enjoy all your fast moving content like sports or action movies. Now, the Sony A8G series is basically from last year. In fact, last to last year, 2019, whereas the Edge series is comparatively newer, which is from 2020. And you cannot go wrong with any of these OLED televisions. They all offer fantastic picture quality. I have personally seen the LG OLED televisions in the showroom. I walked into a Reliance Digital and I saw the LG OLEDs, and my god, the picture quality, the black levels are unmatched. You will not get this type of perfect black, or blacks rather, in your QLEDs or on your LED television. So if you love your blacks, those inky, perfect blacks, OLEDs are the way to go, and these televisions, you will not go wrong with them. So these are my suggestions based on factors that I said right at the start of this segment. And if you want any of these televisions, I'm also going to put up the link. So feel free to check out the description box and just click on the button, and then you'll be led to the page from where you can purchase these televisions. That brings us to the end of this video, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know what you think about the content, and in case you want to ask me any question about any of these television technologies, if you want to ask me about any TV in particular, please feel free to write and comment in the comment section. Your suggestions, your comments is what keeps this channel going and growing, as I've always said. And your suggestions definitely matter. In fact, I look forward to them after I post each video. So with that said, that's a wrap for this one, folks. I hope you have enjoyed and liked this video. And if you've liked this video, please do not forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Also hit the bell icon in case you want to get notified with all my latest videos. And that's a wrap for this one, folks. Thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again in the next one, this is me signing off. Take care, stay safe, God bless you all.